In the village of Elderwood, surrounded by a thick forest and perpetually shrouded in fog, a story was told that had been passed down from generation to generation. They said that one night when the fog became so dense that you could barely see a few meters away, voices could be heard whispering in the trees. These voices belonged to the apparitions of those who once inhabited the village and who, for unknown reasons, could not find internal rest. Cecilia, a young teacher recently arrived in Elderwood, was intrigued by this legend from the first moment when he heard it. With an adventure spirit and curiosity, she decided to enter the forest one night, guided by the light of her flashlight and the desire to discover the truth behind the whispers. As he advanced, the fog grew thicker, and the light of his flashlight barely managed to pierce the darkness. Then she began to hear them, voices that seemed to call to her, whispering words she couldn't fully understand. Cecilia followed the voices, feeling a mixture of fear and fascination. Suddenly, before her, ethereal figures appeared, barely visible through the fog. They were the apparitions of the former inhabitants of Elderwood, dressed in clothes from another era. Although Cecilia was startled at first, she soon realized that the apparitions had no intention of harming her. They seemed as lost and confused as she felt watching them. One of the apparitions, a kind looking woman, came closer than the others. Through fragments of whispers, Cecilia understood that they were looking for someone who could listen to their stories, who could remember them, and in some way help them find the peace they longed for. Cecilia, he spent several hours in the forest, listening to the stories of the aberrations, lost lovers, regrets, joys, and sadness of a past life. At dawn, as the fog began to dissipate, the apparitions faded away one by one, leaving Cecilia alone in the forest but with a feeling of calm and understanding. He returned to the village with a new mission. Cecilia began documenting all the stories she had heard, compiling her memories of the apparitions into a book. Over time, this book became a trier for the inhabitants of Elderwood, a bridge between the past and the present, between the living and those spirits who still dwelt in the forest. The fog never stopped being a mystery in Elderwood, but for Cecilia and many others, it became a reminder that sometimes listening is the key to helping lost souls find their way to the light.